Nice to meet you.
Hello.
I'm Abigail.
I'm Dennis Holt.
So I just want to talk a little bit about confidentiality before we get started. So what is said between you and I is going to be kept confident. I'm not going to go and tell anybody what you say in our session. There are a few limitations to the confidentiality. As a therapist, I am a mandated reporter. And for those instances, I'll be any abuse of a child or of an elder, I will have to report that. And then, of course, if you're a harm to yourself or others, I'm going to have to report that. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we can go ahead and get started. So what brings you in today?
So I guess I don't know, I've had a lot of instances where I'm just like, I basically just don't like to go out anymore. Like I just am very anxious about things and just been told I probably should, get some professional help.
So you're really anxious?
Extremely, and it's just got progressively worse over the years.
So you've had some anxiety for a while, and it's just been getting worse.
Mm-hmm. Like I think it started, when I was around 24, just very bad, and I got a little help for a while, but I just kind of felt like, I guess, I don't know, I could overcome it by myself.
Great. Tell me about these symptoms when they started.
I guess the worst is when me and my wife were married at the time. We were out with her colleagues. Well, I guess back up even before then. I just with tests and all that stuff. Like when I was in school, just bad test anxiety and things like that. I would just kind of feel like couldn't breathe almost. Yeah, the worst of it, I was around like 24, and we were out eating with some of her colleagues, and I really thought I was choking, couldn't breathe, like, I was dying. I know I was. And, it was terrifying. After about 30 minutes, the symptoms seemed to go away, but, it was terrifying.
So you've had these really intense symptoms.
Very intense.
Okay, so you saw them a little bit throughout school with test anxiety, you said, and then you reached 24, got really intense.
Extremely, yeah.
Tell me more about the symptoms.
Sometimes, when they're really bad, I can't breathe, my heart rate's up, like shaking, trembling. Other times when I guess it's milder, it's just like, I just worry about that happening. More so, just the fear of what if it was to happen, if that makes sense.
It seems really scary having to deal with that.
Extremely scary. It's terrifying.
Yeah. So, tell me about, let's say when you were younger.
Mm-hmm. Well, I had a decent childhood. I was an only child. My dad's kind of an ass, I would say. I love my mom. I love my dad, but me and my mom are close.
So there's some relationship issues between you and your dad?
He just is one of those people that wants you to be perfect all the time. Like best grades, wanted me to be the best athlete. Wanted me, to be a engineer or a surgeon. So when he found out, about my profession, what I wanted to do, he was disappointed, and needless to say, there's never every time we see each other, he likes to tell me that he's disappointed in me, basically.
It's gotta be really hard to have a dad that doesn't support you in what you want to do.
Right, yeah, it's like he just wants any chance to tell me that, yeah, he is not proud of me and just wants to put me down. It's like we never can just have a good day. It's always an argument.
Yeah.
So it really sucks.
It does sound like it sucks.
It definitely sucks.
Tell me about your parents.
So they have a good marriage. I think my dad kind of wanted to talk down on someone in a way. But yeah, overall, I had a good childhood. Not a lot of pressure on me to be the best, I think, which probably, I don't know, frustrating growing up being young and like just always have that pressure on you. But yeah, overall, I had a good childhood, I would say.
So you were under a lot of stress as a kid, you would say?
Extreme, like
Extreme
must
stress.
have A's, must be the best in everything all the time, or it's a B, not good enough. You know, any little thing, not perfect, it's just disappointing to him.
Yeah, that's gotta be really, really tough to have a parent that supports you through
Right.
all of that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about tell me about your school life, your school history.
I had really good grades. I'd say high school, you know, I was under constant supervision from my dad to make sure grades are perfect. If they're not, you know, I was punished. I mean, not like severely, but just like it was just known that I needed good grades. I would say about community college wise, I started having, you know, just really bad like anxiety and test anxiety and just like choking feelings. Then I just kind of got to thinking like, okay, maybe school was not for me. So I kind of, that's where my education stopped. About 2 years into college.
So you were in school for a while. You
Yeah.
graduated high school and everything.
Yeah, I graduated high
You
school.
experienced some anxiety during that time?
High school?
Just elementary school, middle school, high school?
I don't remember it so much, I guess, as high school was like after maybe I was out on my own more.
So you started to feel it when you entered that community college,
Right.
you said, right?
Yeah, I guess that's the first time I really noticed it. Just, I guess maybe the tests were harder than, you know, you had to study and just, I get to the test and I'm like, can't breathe, like, it's horrible.
Yeah, it must make it even more difficult to like take that exam.
Right, I couldn't even think, you know, like,
yeah, it's a lot going on.
I wouldn't say that I like failed out or anything, but it's just like, you know, if you have to take a test and feel that way every time, like you can't breathe, I mean, it's not something you want to continue.
No, yeah, not something you want to continue at all.
No.
Tell me more about college, your community college.
I mean, I had some good friends. I guess I don't know. It's really a stressful point in my life, I would say. I mean, it was fun. You know, I wasn't like a big university, so it wasn't like party. But I mean, it was. I don't know. When I look at it back now, I'm like, that was a stressful time. But I've had some friends, you know, that I guess kind of pointed me in the direction I went in.
So college, it seems pretty stressful.
Yeah.
Symptoms started coming.
Yeah.
So it seems like maybe it was harder
Mm-hmm.
to have that college experience with all the
Yeah.
things you're feeling.
Yeah. I feel like I could just let go and have fun, I guess.
So you mentioned that you did have some friends that steered you in the right path and things like that. Tell me more about your social relationships.
I don't know that it steered me in the right path per se. My father would definitely not say so. But I had a friend that he went on to be a salesman. Like, didn't have to get a degree. He had made really good money. So I'm like, why am I here? Can't breathe to take these tests when I could just go out and get a job. So I'm like, so that's what I did. I'm like, I need to get away from this stressful situation, I guess, and I'll make money a different way. You know, like I have other skills. I don't need a degree.
Yeah. Why put yourself through that stress?
Exactly.
When you have another outlet.
Yeah, for sure.
So tell me more about your friends.
I'm more of a homebody, I would say. I don't, you know, I talk to them in college, but I'm not really one to just go out and continue the relationship, I guess. I mean, I guess I have some friends we can talk on the phone and stuff, but I don't really have a best friend, I would say. I'm not one to go out and drink or, you know, I like to stay home.
So you like to stay at home. Alright. Tell me about your friends through like grade school.
So I had a best friend named Josh. Actually, it's funny because I ended up marrying his sister.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I don't think we were super close after that. We probably found that a little weird. I think I would.
Is he married a sister?
Yeah, and especially, you know.
Breaking the bro code, kind of.
Yeah, and that didn't end the best.
Okay.
So that kind of severed that tie. But yeah, we were good bros for a while, me and Josh. Yeah.
Tell me about some things you would do with Josh.
Oh, we played sports like baseball together. Just dumb boy stuff, I guess, back in high school. Partied some, I guess you would say. You know, being a jock or whatever in high school. But I don't know, being around the girls and all always kind of gave me a little anxiety or maybe a little nervous. I'm nervous, so I didn't just party too much.
So you started to feel some of that
I guess, yeah, I did start to feel some of that.
when you were hanging out with girls.
Yeah,
That just the social settings, you think?
Yeah, it just made me like, you know, like almost intimidated, I guess you could say.
Intimidated.
Yeah.
Okay. You mentioned that you ended up marrying your brother's sister.
All
Tell
married.
me about your relationship.
It started off good. You know, we both had pretty successful careers. She was a realtor. We were married for about 3 years, not that long. But, I mean, I guess we had a good relationship. She was just, I would say, a lot more social than I was, and that probably put a strain on our marriage, according to her at least. I thought it was fine. But,
So you being a homebody,
right.
she felt kind of hindered the relationship?
Yeah. She was a realtor, you know, would always like go out with her clients and eat and like want me to come along, but bad incident there, so I'm like, no, I'd rather not.
Tell me about that bad incident.
It was awful. So we went out to eat with some of her colleagues, and yeah, I think I started telling you while I was like around 24, choking, dying. Everybody looked at me like I'm an idiot. It was so embarrassing. I think she was mortified. Just couldn't breathe. So yeah, that was the first like awful anxiety moment, I guess.
So it didn't seem like your wife supported you when you were having that?
Yeah, I think she just was embarrassed, kind of.
She was embarrassed?
Yeah, because like, you know, 30 minutes later or so, it's like I didn't feel any of the symptoms, but they were real. I felt them. Like, yeah, so, yeah, I think she was definitely embarrassed and just maybe didn't understand like what I was going through, and it I guess ultimately put a big strain on our marriage.
Tell me about her support through your relationship.
I feel like, you know, at the time, I guess we were both like, you know, going up in our work, like at our prime, maybe with our jobs. So maybe we were more like focused on our careers, and you know, she's very focused on her career, maybe not so much on the relationship. So I mean, I would say I got some support from her, but not just a ton.
So you got some support, but not what you felt like you needed.
Yeah, right.
She was really focused on her career,
Yeah.
enhancing that, and not really wanting to enhance your relationship.
Yeah, and maybe she thought I wasn't either, because like she would want to go out and mingle, and, you know, people she worked with or clients, and I'm just like, I'd rather not, I'd rather just stay in, and she's like, so,
Yeah.
yeah.
Tell me about your relationships after your wife.
Well, actually, I've recently met someone. It's been, you know, we divorced about 4 years ago. I had a hard time. I've been fine on my own. I like being alone, like home alone, but I met a new girl named Macy, and she's kind of like me. She's more social, I'd say, than me, but we enjoy just staying at home, playing cards, like just chilling, watching TV, Netflix and chill, you know.
Yeah, it's nice having a partner that you can relate to on that level.
Yeah, I think I've missed it. So it's cool having her around. She's pretty cool chick. Yeah.
Tell me about any relationships prior to your wife.
Well, I was always kind of scared to talk to her. I guess I had kind of girlfriends like here and there, but not really meaningful. And kind of stayed away from them, I guess you could say. Just kind of scared me.
So they scared you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're scary thing, man.
So we talked about your wife a little bit. I'm interested to know, can you tell me about how you met your wife?
So we met through, when I used to, my best friend Josh, just over at his house, really. You know, I used to go up there a lot. We spent a lot of time at each other's house, and We knew each other for a while, but as she grew up, things just kind of blossomed, I guess you could say. So it's like we'd always been friends and knew each other. So
Tell me about your relationship with her now.
we're not really on speaking terms.
You're not talking?
No. I wouldn't say it's a messy divorce, but I don't think we really talked all that much when we were married. So of course we don't know.
You mentioned some of your job a little bit. Tell me about your profession.
So I'm a businessman.
You're a businessman.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Salesman. I sell cars. I enjoy it. It's kind of stressful, but just dealing with all the different people, I would say. But yeah, I like it.
It's interesting to me that you're a salesman. It's a lot of interactions with people.
Not my favorite thing at all. I have things that help me with that.
So you have some things that are helping you cope with your trying to do your job every day?
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
Well, I've made a little recording of myself. So every day when I get in my car, I have this little cassette that tells me, Dennis, you can do this. You are powerful. You are strong. You can talk to people, and you'll get it done. There's some positive things.
Some motivational things keep you going.
Yeah, because people, stressful.
Tell me about how that helps you.
I just try to get in the mindset they're just people like me. It'll be okay. Yeah, because if I just think about it too much, I'm just whew.
Yeah.
Sweating. Whew.
A lot,
yeah.
I'm interested to know, did you think of this cassette tape yourself, or did you have any help? Can you tell me about any past histories, maybe with medical doctors, any therapists?
Yeah, I've had a little bit. So with my first wife, Mary, after the little incident at the restaurant, she was like, you've got to go seek some help.
Okay.
So I did. I didn't really enjoy it, but I did it for her. So yeah, they gave me some little helpful tips like that to do that, but I didn't continue that for very long, just because I don't really like that stuff.
Okay, so you went to therapy more for your wife, not for yourself?
Definitely.
Really? Okay.
I don't really like going where a lot of people are, and also, they know why you're there. It's just kind of get the stereotype or the stigma. You're walking in a therapy office, that man's crazy, I don't want people looking at me like that. So
yeah, it'd be kind of scary walking into a therapist's office. There's a lot of people that come in, but I'm glad that you made it here today. It's really important that you're here. You're taking a big step for yourself.
For sure. I think I've just gotten older, and I've just realized I need to do this for myself, not for somebody else too.
Yeah.
So here we are.
Besides therapy, what other medical things? Can you tell me about past medical histories that you've had?
Well, I had gastrointestinal problems many years ago. I was put on some medication for that, but nothing really seemed to help. They really couldn't find a physiological basis for it as much, but they did give me some medicine, but it didn't really seem to help. Besides that, I've been put on, other doctors have gave me things for anxiety, I guess. Yeah.
Okay, so you've been taking some medicine for anxiety?
I did for a little bit.
Were you diagnosed with anxiety?
I don't know that they ever said that, but I
Okay.
guess I got medicine for it, so yeah, maybe so.
Okay. Tell me about your gastrointestinal
really
medical
gross.
conditions.
But
That's
if
okay.
you want to know about the details,
I do want to know. It's all right.
I would just get really constipated.
Okay.
Like I wouldn't poop for like 3 or 4 days, you know.
Wow.
And it
That's
just
gonna be uncomfortable.
very.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like, ooh, yeah, it's
Okay.
just a lot of stomach pains and stuff like that. Yeah, didn't feel good. So
Okay, but it didn't.
they'd give me some laxatives and stuff like that to, you know, flush me out. So yeah, that's the.
Tell me
Yes.
about the duration of your gastrointestinal problems.
I mean, it's still going on, but it's got a lot better, I would say. But yeah, I think it's something I'll always live with, just having something going on down there. I don't know.
Gotcha. Okay. Tell me about your parents' histories medically.
I don't,
Like,
yeah, I don't think remember them really having any issues really. You know, sick from time to time, but nothing like significant at all.
nothing out of the ordinary.
Right. I think my dad may be a little narcissistic, but I don't know.
Yeah.
No one's diagnosed him.
All right, and you did mention that sometimes, like, you would party and stuff, even though it's a little nerve-wracking, you would still go. Tell me about what you would do at those parties.
I guess usually just stay behind like Josh, usually in high school. We'll talk a little bit, but probably way more than I ever would now. So I was more social because then I was playing sports, you know. So I was way more social than I am now. So I guess just mingle, drink a few beers. Couldn't ever come home drunk, you know. That'd be pretty perfect for my dad, but.
So you feel you were more social when you were younger, but not as much now. So you felt a decline in your social abilities?
Oh yeah.
Yeah? Do you think pretty drastically, or?
Yeah, I would say ever since like the panic attack at the restaurant, you know, I don't necessarily like going to restaurants at all anymore. Like that was one of the strains on the marriage. Like, you know, one of her Mary's like part of her job was taking her clients out to eat and stuff like that. And after that, I'm like, I don't want to go back to a restaurant. Like, I'd like to avoid that. I mean, every now and then, maybe, but whew, freaks me out. So, yeah.
I wouldn't want to go back to the place
No.
that reminded me of that really embarrassing time for, yeah.
Yeah.
I can understand that.
And, I mean, I really thought I was dying. I mean, I was freaking choking. And I don't know if it was the food that I ate, but never going back to that restaurant for sure.
I understand. Tell me more about that social interaction that you were having at the restaurant.
So we were with just some colleagues and just having dinner. I mean, it went okay. Mary did more of the talking, you know, she knew them. She worked with them. So we ate a nice meal, and it was okay. I mean, it wasn't the best time I've ever had in my life. I didn't really find it that enjoyable, but it was okay. It wasn't really until the dessert, the chocolate pie, that things went bad. Like, I don't know what was in that chocolate pie, but that's when the choking began.
So you started having your symptoms after you started eating dessert, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Was there anything going on maybe in the area, or what the people were doing? Can you tell me more about things that were happening while you were at that dinner table? Anything that you remember?
I don't remember really anything particular. I mean,
Okay.
it was a very busy restaurant, I would say. Yeah, like I said, I don't know if it was the pie or what. I mean, there was a lot going on in there. I remember it was a very, you know, popular place, with just people everywhere. We were probably with 5 or 6 of her coworkers, so I mean, we had a decent-sized group. I don't remember anything, you know, that was just...
So nothing really stuck out at you
Right.
that maybe would have had you react that way?
Right.
Okay, did you feel it was very, like, sudden?
Yes, just out of nowhere.
Just
That's
out
what...
of nowhere?
I mean, I thought I was choking. I didn't, like, couldn't breathe. Like, heart rate up. Like, it really felt like I was either choking or having a heart attack.
Yeah, it's a really scary feeling.
Extremely.
Well, thank you for talking to me about that. I know that's probably not easy. thing to talk about since it was really embarrassing. So thank you for sharing that with me. So you mentioned in the past that when you would go to these parties, you'd have some beer.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell me more about your substance use?
I have never really been wanting to do that kind of stuff. I guess it was instilled in me at a young age, you know, be perfect, I guess one could say. So the occasional drinking, but nothing, you know, that wasn't prescribed to me or anything like that.
Okay, so you didn't really drink a lot, no alcohol?
No.
Tell me about other substances.
Yeah, I mean, nothing that wasn't prescribed to me. So no, like, no, I'm not a believer. Like, I don't believe in like medicine or drug use. You know,
Okay.
I don't really like taking medicine that's prescribed to me.
Tell me why you don't believe in taking medicine.
I just don't want anything that I have to depend on or alters my mood, I guess you could say. Yeah, I just don't like it. Yeah.
Can you tell me why? Is there
I just think there's like side effects to medicine.
side effects? Okay.
Yeah, like certain medicines I've been put on, like I just feel like I have side effects and I'd just rather,
Stay away from that. So
Right.
to experience that.
mm-hmm.
Okay. You mentioned your dad a lot. Tell me about more of the relationship with your parents now in the present time.
Me and my mom, we're still close. We talk on the phone. Yeah, me and my dad, we don't get along. We just argue. I'm just a big disappointment to him, really.
So you feel you're a disappointment?
I mean, he straight up says.
He says you're a disappointment.
Oh, yeah, for sure. He hates that I'm a salesman. Dad didn't finish college. Oh, yeah, and I'm like, you know, the only child, the only son. So, yeah, I'm a super disappointment. He wanted me to be a dang engineer, and I'm just a salesman. I mean, I do well, but it's just that title, you know, like, he wants to be able to say his son's like an engineer, like a surgeon, or, you know, a pro football player, and I'm just like a salesman, so it's like not something he can brag on.
Tell me more about the relationship with your father.
I'd say it sucks. I mean,
it's not very good.
No, I mean, he put it bluntly. I mean, he likes to tell me I'm a disappointment, and I just like to tell him to F off.
Okay.
So,
There's
because
a hostility there.
Yeah, I mean, who wants to hear that every time you're around
I
them?
wouldn't.
Yeah, just like, basically, you're a disappointment. I'm like, I'm tired of hearing it. Like, I do fine, you know, I'm not like a druggie. I don't beg you for money. Like, I don't need you to just constantly tell me what's wrong with my life. Then he's always like, you know, he's pissed that I got a divorce. He thinks, like, looks down on that. You know, he wants, like, the perfect, you know, the perfect child. You know, just everything, like, he sees things black and white, I guess you would say. So, yeah, he's not the best dude, for sure.
That seems like a big struggle, that you don't have your father's support, of course. Besides just verbal arguments, are there any other things that take place between you and your dad?
Like, physical things?
Sure.
No, I mean, he wasn't ever, like, I wouldn't even say, like, emotionally abusive, you know, he just, like, he wants me to be the perfect son, and since I'm, like, the only one he has, the only child, he puts all the pressure on me, like, just grow it up, and it's, like, not even, like, I mean, he's an accountant, he's not an astronaut or something spectacular, you know, so, yeah, but my mom, like, she's cool, and she's just, like, just ignoring, but I'm, like, every
It's
time,
really hard to ignore him.
Yeah.
I mean, he's putting me down all the time.
yeah, it's, like, every time we talk, so, just, like, whatever, yeah, I probably should just brush it off, but I'm, like, don't want to hear it, yeah, so, yeah.
Tell me about any instance where you not have brought up these issues to your dad.
No, I've never addressed it. I probably should, but, well, I mean, I'm sure in arguments I'm just like, I don't want to hear it, but he don't care, yeah, it's just like black and white.
Okay.
Like, yeah, like he don't want to hear it. Like, he thinks he is perfect.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. Good to hear. Well, I think it's important that you know that being a salesman is still very important, and you're making a name for yourself, and you're working hard. So that's something that you need to keep in mind. I don't want you to think that you're not good enough by that relationship.
I appreciate it.
Um, Tell me about your relationships with other family members that you might have.
I have like grandparents, but never super close. See them on holidays, but nothing super significant, I wouldn't say. But good relationships. I think my dad's dad was probably the same way. I don't know too much, but I would figure probably it was the same way with him, like a cycle, but I don't know that for sure.
Tell me about growing up as an only child.
Well, all the pressure, was just on me, so it would have been nice to be able to have another sibling to deflect the attention away from me.
Okay.
So, but I did have a good childhood. I never needed anything or anything.
Did you think you were well off? You were taken care of?
Oh yeah, for sure. It just was like all the tensions,
Just a lot of pressure and attention.
Yeah.
For a child.
Yeah.
Expectations to live up to.
Yeah. It's like, usually the more children, like one gets in trouble, the attention's kind of off, and all. It's just all the attention spotlight's on you, so. Yeah. So I guess I've got the only child syndrome. I like being alone. Maybe that's where that comes from.
Maybe.
Yeah.
So you said that your mom and dad have a pretty good relationship?
I would say so. Yeah. Yeah. I think so. I don't know that they communicate all that well. But, I don't really know what happens behind closed doors. I don't know how to say, but I just don't like him. I love him, but I don't like him, so.
Yeah. All right. Now, speaking of your childhood, can you tell me if there were any traumatic events that you might have had that sparked any concern? Or?
None that I recall.
Okay. Right. And in between your parents and everything, have there been? Or can you tell me about your parents' history with the substances?
I don't think they ever use. They're pretty concerned with the perfect lifestyle, I guess. Yeah, nothing really there.
Okay. No legal issues or anything?
No.
Okay.
They're pretty good people, I guess.
That's good. So I know you said that you ended up finishing school after about 2 years in community college, you said?
I dropped out.
Dropped out after about 2 years?
Yeah.
Tell me about your school performance, all the way from elementary school to where you finished.
I would say 2.
Okay.
I guess that's strongly putting it, but I did really good when I guess I had that pressure, but just college, it just really started declining. I don't know if it was just the test that freaked me out, and just maybe being on my own, I didn't do well. Because I did pretty good in high school, like younger years, I did good in school, but yeah, around college.
Tell me about any school issues that you might have had.
No, I don't really have behavioral issues. I guess just more about going to class kind of started to freak me out more. All college, it's just really test anxiety is the most thing I remember, but I guess another part of that stressful time was just leaving the dorm, or leaving my apartment, just didn't really like that. So yeah, once my buddy was like, you could be an insurance salesman and make really good money, I'm like, sounds good, I need to get out of here, so.
Okay, so you said you've really just been on a decline, don't you feel?
Well, school-wise then.
School-wise and socially, we already kind of talked about that.
Oh yeah,
decline.
Especially the last few years.
Yeah, okay.
It's been really bad.
You said something interesting, that you were having anxiety leaving your apartment.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell me about that?
Well, that was just, I guess, the beginning of it. Yeah, I didn't really like it. I prefer, to be alone, I guess you could say. Um, yeah, I would say that's the beginning stages of when I really was fearful of leaving my house.
Tell me about your living arrangements.
Now,
From college to now.
college, I lived with two other guys. They were cool. Then me and Mary got married, and we lived together. Then after that, divorce kicked me out. So then I lived alone for a while, and now I'm still living alone. My new girlfriend actually stay with me sometimes, but we definitely like to stay in the house for sure.
Tell me about some things you do when you're alone.
I like to watch TV. I really prefer just to stay inside. Period. Clean. Maybe get some paperwork done for my job. Meditate, maybe stuff like that. Just me time.
Just doing stuff that you like
Mm-hmm.
by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about an average day.
Well,
Just walk me through your average day.
During the week, I'm an insurance salesman. So, I'll go out. Well, I'll go to the office, then I'll have to go out and talk to some people. But I do it. I don't enjoy it. I mean, I like what I do. I'm glad I work, but it just invokes a lot of fear, especially lately. I guess having to communicate. But my cassette tape has really done me well. But I go to work. I get home around. I get off about 6. Get home. I can finally breathe when I get home. Whew. Make dinner for myself. I get my groceries delivered, so that's very nice. Sometimes my girlfriend will come over. We'll just kind of hang out at the house, watch movies. During the weekends, just really stay inside. Don't really leave the house, which is wonderful.
Alright, so you just stay home a lot. So you go to your job and you just kind of come home.
Mm-hmm. I prefer to be home, yes, for sure.
Alright. Talking about your current job, tell me how you got to your job and just details about that.
Really the friend in college, I guess, he was just like, "Yo, man, I'm making good money doing this. You should come over and help out and work with us." So I was like, anything to get away from college, because
right. It was not doing you well.
No, it was not doing well at all. Which I don't know that we're much better now. I guess we are somewhat better. Me, not me. But yeah. So I guess just him telling me, and I was just like, ooh, anything to get out of this situation. Because at that time, I didn't really, mind talking to people as much as I do now. Maybe I'm just getting older and I don't like talking to people. Maybe it's something more, I don't know. But
do you feel it's something more?
I sometimes think it's a little odd that I don't like to leave the house or don't like to go to restaurants or sometimes even being on the road with people, I guess you could say.
Wow.
So, I do think I'm maybe a little young to feel that way. So that's why I guess kind of brought me here, because I'm like, if it is something more, I've tried the medicine route, I guess you could say. I didn't really like that, so yeah.
Right. So you got into your job through your friends.
Mm-hmm.
And how long have you been there now?
So I'm 31. So I guess 8 years, maybe. Well, I guess I dropped out of college 20, 21. Yeah.
So 8 years?
Yeah.
That's a good amount of time at one company.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Feels like much longer, but yeah.
I bet it does trying to talk to all those people.
So many people.
Probably makes your day a lot longer and a lot more difficult.
For sure.
Okay. Well, tell me about past employments that you've had.
Well, I never had to work really, through high school like some people did, because my dad was like, as long as you make good grades and play sports, you don't have to work. So that's what I did. even college, you know, he was like, get good grades, which he didn't know I wasn't, but, so that's when I dropped out. He's like, shocker. So really, this was my first employment.
You've been there for 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. It's your first job, and you've managed to stay there.
Mm-hmm.
That's really great.
Yeah, I don't think I could handle interviewing and stuff like that.
That'd be really difficult.
Mm-hmm. So, which I like my job. I mean, I like the company I work for. And I enjoy what I do to an extent. It's just, yeah, like I said, all the people. But yeah, I cannot imagine having to go out and like look for another job, which I don't have any reason to. But you know, if I did, whew, that freaks me out just thinking about it. Oh my
that's
Lord.
a lot. It's a lot of talking to people for sure.
Yes, freaks me out.
Right. It seems like even though you're struggling a little bit, you still feel comfortable where you are.
I'm comfortable with the people I work with. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and my cassette tape, like, you know, if I have to go out and talk to some people, just pop it in and listen to it before I get out. Like, just, Dennis, you the man, you can do it. And I'm just like, you know, get out feeling powerful, and I just have to keep that mindset for like 30 minutes. That's just what I tell myself. Just do it for 30 minutes, get paid, and you can finally get home. So, yeah.
So it's interesting you mentioned your cassette tape again. Tell me about some other coping skills that you've used in the past.
Well,
and currently.
I had a psychologist prescribe me Xanax for a while. I guess that was a way to manage the freakouts.
Okay.
I guess you could call them. But hated the side effects. So I discontinued that. Don't yell at me, but I haven't really talked to anybody about discontinuing that. But I did.
I won't yell at you, I promise. It's a good spot. I'm not going to yell at you.
Okay, cool. But really, I didn't really stay in therapy, I guess, long enough to get any other coping ways. I mean, at home, I try to do some self-care, like some meditation helps me out.
Okay.
So I guess that, and just really just being at home and just I guess having the mindset that I can get there eventually after a long day of work.
Yeah. Tell me about those past psychological interventions and maybe why you didn't continue.
Like going to therapy or a psychologist? Honestly, I would kind of panic when I would get there and just all the people were looking at me like,
they were all staring at you.
why are you here? And I just could not make myself go back. You know, the first time, I guess, was my wife just pushed me to go. And then the next time, like, I tried again with a psychologist. Then, I mean, I would just have to grab a hold of the wall to, like, ground myself. Like, it's horrible even going back there, but yeah, everyone's just staring at me. So, like, today it was okay because nobody's in the office. But I went to one and there was so many people in the office and everybody was staring at me and just, I couldn't handle it. Like, I could not breathe.
So it was more just the other clients in the room, not the, like, therapy aspect itself?
Yeah.
Okay.
I enjoyed the therapy aspect, I guess.
You enjoyed the therapy?
Yeah. I don't regret it.
That's good to hear.
Yeah.
So maybe it's important that we maybe find some time in the future where we're not so busy.
Yeah. That would be great.
Yeah.
I've had to
so we can, like, work on doing some of that.
Yeah.
And helping you not be so anxious coming into an office.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I can have freakouts sometimes.
Yeah. Tell me more about the symptoms that you feel. You've been mentioning a lot of different symptoms. So just talk me through it.
Well, I've just had several different instances where it's, like, extremely severe. Like, sometimes, it's just, like, I worry about going out or, like, going outside and stuff like that. But sometimes it's, like, very bad. Like, I guess about 6 months after the restaurant fiasco, or whatever you want to call it, I was driving along the interstate just during rush hour, which is not fun, but all of a sudden could not breathe. Heart attack. and I had to pull over. Like, luckily, I was on the right, like the right-handed lane or whatever, and I had to pull over to like get myself together. Like, I could not breathe. I was probably sitting on the side of the road for hours. Like, I was about to the point where I had to call 911. Like, just could not breathe. Like, throwing up, nauseous, dizziness, heart rate through the roof. Basically dead.
But you made it through.
Somehow, but we do not ever go any kind of interstate anymore. No way.
Oh, so you don't drive on the interstate anymore?
Heck no, would you?
You know, I don't know how to answer that.
Yeah, but
tell me how you get around if you don't go on the interstate.
We avoid it. Like, we just don't. That bridge is nope. I don't know why I keep saying we. Well, I don't care how much longer, but I will take a detour around all that kind of stuff. So I don't care how much longer. I just, kind of navigate my time based on that. Like, I have figured out how to get away from that because that's been like probably 7 years ago or so. Like, so
you've been dealing with avoiding you and not an interstate for 7 years.
I guess you could, yeah, because about 6 months after the restaurant, so.
Oh, that's gotta be really hard.
Well, harder to like have to worry about dying on the interstate, so.
It's true because it eases you a little bit.
Oh yeah, because I feel like the interstate made me freak out just because like I guess all the people and all the commotion going on, so I'm like I never want to feel that way again, which I guess I have some, but I guess like a couple times a year really. Maybe I get like that, just extremely, like just these attacks where it's just I can't breathe. So, yeah, I avoid places that invoke that kind of response, I guess.
Okay, so we've talked about the therapist's office.
Mm-hmm.
We've talked about your restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
And we've talked about the highway.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about any other times that you felt like this.
A grocery store. Walmart. Oh my god, just thinking about Walmart.
And is that why you have your groceries delivered now?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Tell me what happened in the grocery store.
Just another one of those moments I can't breathe. I felt like I couldn't escape. There was no way out. Everyone was staring at me. Just god awful. So yeah. They have a delivery service now, which is easier anyway. Like, why would you not do this? You don't have to worry about seeing people. You just get your groceries delivered straight to you. You don't have to load them in your car, load them out. Honestly, it's way better anyway.
It's pretty convenient. I will give you that. It's pretty convenient.
And Uber Eats now, like, why go to a restaurant? You can just get it delivered straight to your door. Don't even have to leave your house. You can still wear your pajamas. Like, why would you not do that to start with?
So, tell me about any other instances that you've had. Are there any other things that come to your mind?
I think those are the main ones.
Okay.
Just the really bad ones, I guess you could say, that are just, like I'm never going back to that place because it caused me to feel like this. No, I never want to feel like that. So, yeah, I guess those are the main times that, so I'm like, as long as I can avoid those places, I should be A-okay or be okay.
It must be really hard to try to go back and kind of relive that experience again.
I try to block that out completely because that was not fun at all.
We talked about those really big moments that really are engraved in your mind. And you said that happens, in the past year or so? What's the time frame?
I would say, so I was 24, the first one. I'm 31, I'm horrible at math. I'm about to be better since I'm at insurance. So what's that? 8 years. Yeah.
So isn't it spread out through 8 years?
Yeah. Ooh, that's horrible to think about.
That's a long time to be dealing with this, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna shift just a little bit. Tell me about your feel symptoms during that time?
Nothing like the Walmart, the restaurant.
Even just small. Do you ever feel your heart racing?
Oh, but yeah, for
shortness
sure.
of breath? Maybe you don't have to be the intensity of those big moments, but even feeling those little.
I mean, leaving my house, I get those. I do get a little bit, a touch of it, like a 10% out of the 100 of the Walmart or restaurant.
So tell me, on average, how many days out of the week do you feel those symptoms?
5, because I don't leave my house the other 2.
Okay.
Like,
So the majority of the week you feel intense symptoms.
Someone said it's intense, but I mean it's definitely like mild.
Okay. So mild.
Yeah. I mean, just knowing I'm about to have to. It's like, what may I encounter in the world? Like, can I escape if I feel this way? Like, I just know in those other instances where I'm like, I felt like there was no way out of the room almost. Like, in the restaurant, I'm like thinking, how can I get out of here? But I also can't move, and my heart's beating. And then on the interstate, thank God I was on the right side, so I could just pull over. But I don't want to ever be in any situation where I cannot get out of. So just I guess thinking that could happen. I try to constantly, think about where I'm going when I have to talk to clients. Will I be able to escape if I need to? So I guess I have that little bit of worry in the back of my head every time I leave the house.
It must be so hard to deal with.
It's not fun at all.
So you've mentioned a current girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
And you said that sometimes she will come over to your house.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about the relationship and how she supports you through what you're feeling right now.
Well, she's kind of like me. She's a very big homebody. I would say more social, but she doesn't try to pressure me to go out like Mary would. She's always nagging what you got more, blah, blah, blah. But she's way more just chill and just content. Which I guess we're a little older than me and Mary were. Me and Mary were still young, and she, I guess, still wanted to go out and have fun. We married young. So my new girlfriend, she's just way more understanding and just listens, and which is I guess a relatively new thing, but we're not trying to rush anything. Just get to know
just
each other.
taking your time.
Yeah.
There's no harm in that.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just gonna check over my notes for 1 second. I want to make sure that we covered everything.
Okay.
So just give me 1 second. When you went, you've been suffering from this for 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that can take a big toll on yourself. Can you tell me about any time in your life, past, present, or maybe if you think even in the future, where you might feel that those symptoms are too much for you to handle?
What do you mean?
Have you ever thought about suicide, harming yourself or others?
Oh, no. No, I mean, I don't like the way I feel, but but never that. I would never hurt myself.
Okay.
I think I have, reasons to live for. So.
It's always important.
Yeah.
8 years is a really long time, and it can really take a toll on you.
I mean, it has. I feel like because of it, I do have constant headaches and migraines. Just
really
thinking about it all the time.
Okay.
But I wouldn't ever. I think that's just a selfish way out, and I wouldn't do that. Especially, I love my mom. I would never want to have that burden on her.
Tell me about if anyone else in your history, family, friends, had any of them ever had any issues with any suicidal ideations or homicidal thoughts?
No, I think we're relatively normal. Yeah.
Well, that's good to hear. Then, what about tell me any legal problems that you might have had?
No, nothing. I try to stay out of, I don't want any attention on me ever, so I don't really.
You better stay out of the legal system.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want anybody looking at me, anything like that. So yeah.
So you stick to the rules. You're a rule follower.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I see that in you.
Yeah. I don't want to stick out in any kind of way whatsoever.
That makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
Good to know. And tell me about any military history.
Oh no.
Not for you.
Too many people.
Too many people. That's a lot of people.
Yeah, I like to be at home.
Okay.
I would never go overseas. No.
And your family?
I don't believe so. No.
And then, so you say you live at home now.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about your living arrangements currently.
I live, I guess, in the woods, kind of secluded. You know, I'm not going to be.
Quiet.
I'm not going to be in a neighborhood around people at all costs. Yeah, it's very quiet. Have a little dog. She's cool. Yeah, so just a very quiet, kind of peaceful place.
That's good to hear, especially with having to talk to people all day being a salesman. It must be nice to come home and just
You have no idea.
Yeah.
Like, no idea.
How long have you lived there?
Ever since my divorce, so about 5 years.
About 5 years?
Mm-hmm.
That's great.
Yeah, I would like to stay there forever.
Tell me about the style of living. House, apartment?
Yeah, it's a house. Just a little, like a 3-bedroom little house. Yeah, but I bought it a few years ago. Plan to stay there. I have some land, and I'm like away from people. It's perfect for me. Even if I, were to get married, have children, it'd still be perfect for that too. So I kind of had that in mind, I guess, when I purchased it.
That's awesome. So you were thinking about your future
Mm-hmm.
when you did that.
Yeah, I try to think about things. Probably I think about things too much. But yeah, I'm a thinker for sure.
And you're a salesman, so would you tell me about your finances right now?
I'm financially stable. I think about that, like,
of course.
Yeah,
it's really important.
Yeah, it freaks me out, for my bank account to get lower than it should, and I make relatively well. Can't complain.
So you're feeling comfortable financially, you're not struggling, it's not an extra added stressor in your life?
Ooh, could not deal with that, no.
That's good to hear. Good to hear. Okay. And I'm interested, tell me about where you see yourself in the future.
I cannot wait to be retired.
Okay.
I would love to be, on top of a mountain, away from everybody. Would be ideal.
So tell me about how you see yourself mentally.
I hope, I guess I would say I hope more social, but really no part of me wants to be social, so I guess maybe not as terrified to, like, leave my home, but then at the same time, you've got all these services, so I'm not really complaining about that. I would like to be mentally well, I guess, but I don't know that I'm not now. I don't really know what is. Maybe I'm just I just don't like people. Maybe
that's okay. Some people don't like people.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Yeah.
I know you mentioned when you bought your house, you mentioned marriage and children. Tell me about that vision.
If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, I'll survive. I don't mind being alone. But yeah, me and my new girlfriend, we're just kind of taking it slow. But if that leads there, I'm open to that possibility.
And you're open to the possibility of children?
Yeah, for sure. I would not act like my dad. For sure, I would end that cycle. But yeah, I'm definitely open to it.
Yeah. Well, I've had a great time talking to you. I learned a whole lot. And I just want to say that what you're experiencing is super tough. Yeah.
So
a lot of it, like the symptoms and the feeling of choking and dying, and
it's intense.
It's super intense, but I also want to say that you've shown a lot of strengths and that you still go to work every day. Yeah. You might be avoiding the grocery store and the highways, but being in a job where you're with people all the time, I think that is so amazing that you're still able to keep that up.
Thank you.
And you should really recognize that in yourself. And I do think it's awesome too that you do have a small self-coping strategy that's healthy, and that's with your tape.
Mm-hmm.
I think you should definitely keep that up, and we can even like build on that. So hopefully you can even get better, even just without the tape.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we can do some more. But I just want to say that you're working hard, and thank you. And hopefully we can get these symptoms resolved for you.
Hopefully.
Okay. So there's one last thing that we need to do before our session ends.
Okay.
It's I'm just going to ask some questions about your concentration and memory. Just a few questions I have to ask you, and they might seem kind of silly, but just answer them to your best ability, okay? Okay. What year is this?
2019.
Okay. What season of the year is it?
It is fall. It feels like summer.
And what is the month and date?
It is October 4th, possibly.
What day of the week is it?
It is Friday. Friday.
What is the name of this place?
Hawk's Nest.
What floor are we on?
We're on the second floor.
What city and state are we in?
We're in Gainesville, Georgia.
What county is this?
I believe we're in Hall County.
Alright. I'm going to say 3 objects. Okay. After I say them, I want you to repeat them. They are apple, table, and penny. Now you say them.
Apple, penny, table. Is that alright?
Remember what they are, because I'm going to ask you to name them again in a few minutes.
Okay.
Spell the word world backwards.
D-L. God, if you spell it forward.
World.
I'm a horrible speller.
It's okay.
D-L-R-O-W.
What are the 3 words I asked you to remember?
Apple, table, penny.
Okay. What is this?
Pen.
Okay. And what is this?
Ring.
Repeat the following sentence exactly as I say it. No ifs, ands, or buts.
No ifs, ands, or buts.
Now I want to see how well you can follow instructions. I'm going to give you a piece of paper. Take it in your right hand. Use both hands to fold it in half, and then put it on the floor. Alright, I'm going to show you this sentence. I want you to read it silently to yourself, and then do what it says at the top of the page. Okay. Everybody has the same sheet of paper. If you can go ahead and copy that design that you see on the page. Okay, I'll take this paper from you. And then if you can go ahead and write a complete sentence on the same sheet of paper.
Just any sentence?
Any sentence. Okay. Well, that completes our mini little thing that we had to do.
Awesome.
Alrighty. Well, I had a great time talking to you.
Same.
And I hope that we can get some of these issues resolved so you can live a long and happy and healthy life.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I look forward to seeing you next time.
Thank you.
Thanks. It was only an hour.
I feel like that's good.
That is